Shalom. All right. Let me, as always, first and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Harakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and those of great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. I'm a warrior from the Modesto, California camp. Um, just turning on the camera. I got a little bit of time before I have to start this BS. All right, which is only but for a moment, you know. So let me see. Something I just thought. Oh yeah, Romans 8:18. It just came to my mind, you know. All right, because I'm right here about to start, this job. It says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." All right. Oh, actually, shoot. You know what? We're in Romans 18, bro. I mean, Romans 8. All right. That Romans 8:1, there is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Yahweh Shai Mashiach. All right, which Yahweh Shai, okay, you see it says JC right there, you know, um, Jesus, but, I don't even like to say the fucking guy's name, right? Cesare Borgia, man. Look that up. But it says that, but that's not the name, man. The name is Yahweh Shai, which means he delivers. That's the true name of the Son of the Most High, and the Most High's name is Yahweh. So there is no condemnation to them which are in Yahweh Shai. All right, meaning that you're in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You're walking in the spirit, not after the flesh, right? Your determination, all right, your mind, your focus, your goal, all right, is to please Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, to do what's right in the eyes of the Lord, man, and to forsake this world and ultimately, overcome the flesh, all right? Because we're here to serve the Lord, understanding that this is a wicked and sinful place, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites. You're the Hebrew Israelites, the true biblical Israelites. All right, according to the Bible. The so-called white man that's ruling over the world right now, he covereth the faces of the judges thereof, which is meant to be, all right. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you Israelites, man, you were created to rule the world, and it starts with the elect, all right? Because I mean, there's just 2/3 of the nation of Israel here that's just not gonna understand. They're not gonna accept the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai. They're blinded. They won't be able to. Blessed are your eyes for they see. Which it's our duty, it's our responsibility to make sure that we are in the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, to examine ourselves and make sure, you know, that we're in this thing, that we're doing this thing, all right, in all truth and all sincerity, all right, forsaking this flesh, forsaking this world, all right, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, man. This place is made to be destroyed, man. All right, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he was set up to rule over the world in wickedness and wrath and spread madness and chaos and division throughout the earth, all right, and to be the devil, and ultimately to be judged, all right, because we've gone through many different sufferings and captivities, um, because of disobedience, all right. So now here in Babylon in captivity, we are, called unto obedience, all right, obedience to the spirit of Yahweh by Shemyahu Shai, all right, which is by faith, all right, not by the law, but by faith. All right. And your faith will have you, you know, uh, keep the law to the best of your ability. You're not going to be perfect, but your faith will have you keep the law, which is your work. All right. You can't have faith without works. And also for you to push this word, all right, because freely has it been given to you to know you're an Israelite, all right, to cast off the works of the flesh, to, renew your mind and the spirit, to conform your ways to Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, to leave off from this mortal, from this world, from this captivity, all right, spiritually, all right, because the Lord's gonna physically get us out of here when that time comes. First all hell has to break loose and this devil has to be destroyed, but you know, um, ultimately your faith is going to lead you to repentance. All right, and the rest of the world are living in sin and disregard for Yahweh Shem Shai. So because of our sorrowful heart, our mourning, our cries, our repentance, these people, they don't go through the things that we go through, man. All right, it tells you in the scriptures, through much tribulation are you going to enter into the kingdom of heaven. And that's what you go through. You go through trials and tribulations, you know, when you're in the spirit, okay, when you're in the truth. You go through different things, all right, ultimately to build you up, all right, to make you stronger, and for you to gain experience and understanding, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, all right, because that is going to be our treasure. The fear of the Lord is our treasure, all right, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times, all right, when all hell breaks loose, which all hell is breaking loose, all right. So the time is short. This word is not going to be out for very much longer, man. We're not going to be able to be out there for very much longer, so you know everybody that's still playing around, all right, that's still straddling the fence, you have a short time, all right, you have a very short time to get this, you know so Romans, yeah, and to watch the brothers and listen to the brothers, the apostles and others, great millstone, listen to the men of the Lord preach this word, all right, which is to the saving of your soul, man, all right, which is also your rest, and where you're going to gain the things that are needful for you to please Yahweh by Shem Shai and be in your right mind and in your right spirit. All right. So Romans 8:1, there is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, all right, who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. All right, because we're in the flesh, okay, but we don't walk after the flesh. All right. You know, we, we're not perfect. We have faults, but ultimately we mourn for those things. We sorrow in those things. We fight to fix those faults and those different things, you know, and to become more spiritual, especially as the time draws closer and closer. All right. There's a one of my favorite scriptures, bro. It's one of my favorite scriptures. All right. It says it's a shining light. Proverbs 4:18. It says, but the pet well, let me start at 17. No, I'll start at 14. Proverbs 4:14. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. All right, which is this world, man, and all these all these people in the world, man. So like, sometimes you got to catch yourself before you say, nothing bad, but name calling and stuff. It says, for they sleep not except they have done mischief. And for us, our sleep is taken away unless we do, we don't feel right if we don't do some type of righteousness. All right. If we don't watch a brother's video, watch camp, watch the news, bring out the word. All right. We feel off and messed up, when we do something wrong, you know. But the wicked, it says they sleep not. They feel off. They feel wrong unless they have done some sort of mischief, man. And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. And ultimately, this is talking about, the Esau, but because that's the wicked. They don't feel right unless they're doing some wickedness, man. Verse 18 says, "But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day." All right. The way of the wicked is as darkness; they know not at what they stumble. So these people are just through, man. And by the time, these people realize that what we're saying is the truth, it's going to be too late. The word is going to be taken away, and it says they're going to be running to and fro on the earth looking for it, man. So, hey, we're at the end, and all we got to do is just fight and endure and cleave unto Yahweh. Just keep cleaving to Yahweh Shem Yahushai more and more. Seek the Lord, more and more while he may be found. With that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, by Shem Rakak Wadash, double honor to the apostles, another great millstone, shalom to the hopefully elect.